What's going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to another video. So we've been talking about over the last few days. Now, Coach Prime has been heating up on the recruiting trail. 2024 for sure, but 2025, it may seem like it's a far way away, but I'm telling you, it's not. 2024 in December will be coming to a close. About 90% of it'll be the first official signing day, and 2025 will then start to make its turn come December. So we're about a month out toward 2025 recruiting season. I guess you can say technically starts, but let's be honest, it's always recruiting season. But when you start to see 2025 guys actually commit and make their noise, it's going to be within the next few months. And the sooner the better that you can start building a class is absolutely huge for landing yourself a top recruiting class. And now that they're in the Big 12, they're going up against the likes of UCF, who have recruited very well over the last few years, Kansas State, TCU, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State. Now, they haven't had the best recruiting classes, but this is now going to be your new competition as you move into the Big 12. They've landed themselves a 4-star quarterback. They've landed themselves a 4/5-star wide receiver out of IMG. They landed themselves a 4-star wide receiver just the other day, and now they are predicted to land themselves 4-star receiver LaMason Waller. The guy stands at 6'2", 170 pounds, just outside of a top 200 recruit. Again, this would be just absolutely massive if they land him as well, already to a really stout 2025 class. This will be the fourth commit of this class. And again, this will be the second wide receiver, They have Jameis Wilder, who is a 3-star running back, and they also are favored to land another 4-star wide receiver as well in this class. Offensively, this class is really starting to come together. And I know most of you are going to say, well, what about the offensive line? It's still early, right? But it is on time, and I'm sure they're going to be focusing on that tremendously. I really expect Coach Prime to head into the portal for the offensive lineman. He wants guys who are going to be ready right away. But 2025, I think he should also start to look at for some offensive linemen to get those guys in. Mind you, this 2025 class, that will be the time that Shedeur Sanders, Shiloh, those guys will start to be moving out. So this 2025, it seems like it's far, but this is going to be the future. This is where you got to start thinking ahead, and how do I start replacing Shedeur Sanders? Where do we go from here? And this is the class that is going to be replacing that. So this class is going to be a special one. It's going to be a bump one. It's going to be the first time that Coach Prime is going to be without his sons, essentially. So it's one to really keep an eye on, and it's going to be really interesting to see how much energy he puts into it. And speaking of going into the Big 12, let's take a look at their schedule that is going to be coming up for 2024. Now, mind you, this schedule is just in conference schedule. It is not out of conference. It's only for the Big 12. So at home, they'll be going up against Baylor. So Baylor will be traveling from Texas to Colorado, then Cincinnati. Cincinnati is in a weird place. I like for Colorado to make this W happen here. Kansas State, that's an interesting team. You never know what Kansas State is going to show up. Having Kansas State at Colorado is going to be huge. Oklahoma State, same boat, man. You don't know what Oklahoma State and Mike Gundy are going to do. You don't know what team's going to show up as well. Then you've got Utah. Utah was always and always will be, as long as Kyle Whittingham will be a beast of a team to go up against in Colorado. They'll place Utah this year, so we'll kind of get a little bit of this, insight of what to come for the next year, because Cam Rising is out, so we're already starting to see the new wave of Utah football. Then away, going up against Arizona, which obviously that's another Pac-12 team that's coming over. Then against UCF, a Florida school at Florida. That's could be almost like a home game for Coach Prime, as he's going back into his home state where he loves so much. So that'll be interesting to see how he performs down there. Then going to Kansas. Kansas is a tough team, especially at Kansas. They just took down the undefeated Oklahoma team. So that's going to be a dogfight there at Kansas. And Texas Tech. Texas Tech has not been the Texas Tech of the past. I like Colorado on this one as well, too. Again, this is just the conference games. We don't know who the out-of-conference games are just yet, but will be interesting to see. It is crazy to think that Colorado will be in the Big 12 starting next year for 2024 with Shedeur Sanders slinging the football. I will say I do like one thing. Out of all those teams we just looked at, that you could put 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks together that don't equal Shedeur Sanders, ladies and gentlemen. So that's for damn sure. That right now, look, this Pac-12 conference, the quarterback play is elite. You go into that Big 12, all of a sudden it's Shedeur Sanders and everybody else by a landslide. So, Buff fans, you got to be feeling pretty good headed into that Big 12 conference for next year in 2024. Be sure to smash the like button, boys and girls. Subscribe if you're brand spanking new. We're dropping videos almost every single day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.